Do you ever feel like manifestation is just another thing on your to-do list that you don't have time for? Like your spiritual practice is something that you have to do? Honestly, you're not alone because I felt that way too. Something that's really changed my relationship with manifestation is blending it into my lifestyle so that no matter what I'm doing, I'm also manifesting. I call this manifestation as a lifestyle, and it's single handedly made the entire manifestation journey more enjoyable for me. And I've seen my desires show up with a lot more ease. Manifesting as a lifestyle has made manifestation go from feeling like a task to something I just naturally do because it's who I am. If you'd like to learn more about this, I've created a step by step guide for you. I'll link it in my show notes so you can check it out.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Affirmation Addict podcast. On today's episode, I am going to be talking about masculine and feminine energy, how to cultivate it, how to identify which one you have more of in that moment, and just really how to work with these energies that all of us have. Whether you're a male or a female or whatever gender you associate it with, all of us have these two types of energies. And so I'm really excited to share more with you. You're listening to the Affirmation Addict podcast with Payal Agarwal. This podcast will teach you about the power of affirmations while making manifestation easy and accessible for you in order to enhance your spiritual consciousness. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm so excited to dive into today's episode. Actually, before we get started, I wanted to check in if you've heard about my app. It's called Affirm It, and it's available on both iOS and Android. It's your one-stop shop for all things affirmations, manifesting, and self-healing. Think of it like the ultimate platform for your higher self. I wanted to create something for you that empowers you to realize that you have everything you need within you. The app is filled with guided meditations, thousands of affirmations, and lots of resources to help you get to where you need to be. If you want to try it out, you can try it out for free with your 7-day trial. And when you subscribe, it's literally less than $5 a month. And with certain subscriptions, it's less than $4 a month. I've done everything in my power to make this as accessible and affordable for you with every single resource you need to get to where you want to be. Just head on over to your app store and search for Affirm It if you want to try it out today. And if you want to learn more, go to my website. It's called affirmation-addict.com/app, or you can go to my Instagram page, shoot me over an email. I can do anything you need to help you out. So just let me know how I can help you. And I really hope you enjoy the app. Now we can officially dive into today's episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. I'm really excited for this one because it's a topic I have not talked much about, and that is masculine and feminine energies. So this episode is going to be a lot more kind of airy in the sense that I'm going to just be talking a lot about different energies. I'm going to be talking about different feelings and emotions. So it won't be as actionable yet. I will have a few ways for you to cultivate certain energies, but I'm excited because this is a lot more of the stuff we can't really see. It's not about physical. It's really about intuition and feeling and just all of your emotions and being really self-aware. And so starting off, I want to just talk about these masculine and feminine energies. If you've never heard of those terms, it's basically a term to describe two types of energies that every human being has. They're commonly known as masculine and feminine. Even yin and yang is another way we've probably heard about it. And it's really to show and kind of identify and categorize the different energy types and the different vibrations we're often in, and we don't even realize it. The reason masculine and feminine energy is so powerful is because it ties heavily into our vibration, because it's all about the way we go about things. It's kind of like a personality type is the way I like to think about it. But the caveat is nobody has just one, and these energies are always changing, because it truly is about, once you understand these energies, you can start to create more masculine energy or more feminine energy, whichever one you need in a certain situation. And these energies, as all energies, are completely neutral, so there's no good or bad. They just exist, and one is not better than the other. One is not more beneficial than the other or anything. It's really just about how you think, how you act, and how you make decisions. And so it's a really beautiful way to just self-assess in what way you want to move forward with things and how you have in the past. So for example, for me, in certain situations, I carry a lot of masculine energy, but in certain situations, I carry a lot of feminine energy. And if I don't like that, I always have the choice to change it. And so that's what I really want to share here with you guys today, is first to share with you what the difference between masculine and feminine energy is. And so masculine energy is commonly associated with these types of terms, feelings, and ways of living life. So masculine energy is a very logical, practical, analytical type of person or type of energy. It's all focused on the brain, the mind, kind of thinking through those things. People are super decisive when they're carrying a lot of masculine energy. They are more likely to take risks and more likely to be a little more adventurous, and maybe more spontaneous even, I would say. They are really, really results oriented. So masculine energy is when you're looking at those numbers, trying to hit those goals, look at that data. That's what masculine energy looks like. It can be very domineering or controlling. So if you have trouble letting go or trusting, that can be a sign that you have a little bit more masculine energy in that aspect of your life. Masculine energy is very competitive. It's a lot of me versus you. It's also very intellectual, so it really likes thinking and talking about intellect and intelligence and thought. And it's also very giving. Masculine energy is the energy that is more giving, that's more of that provider, that server. And on the other hand, feminine energy is all about intuition. So instead of logic, feminine energy is all about your intuition, listening to your heart, listening to your immediate gut reaction. Feminine energy is more about how you feel. So in comparison, masculine was all about the mind and analytics, versus feminine energy is all about the senses, the emotions, how you feel as you're going through certain things. Feminine energy is extremely, extremely creative. It's so free flowing and creative and artsy. You are able to make creative solutions. Even if you can't make a decision, you find creative solutions. Feminine energy is also very nurturing and protective and safe. And it also is all about experiences. So masculine energy was all about getting those results and achieving those goals, versus feminine energy is more focused on experiencing and feeling through whatever you're manifesting. So once again, kind of coming back to those feelings. Feminine energy is not controlling. It's actually very, very passive, in the sense where it's very much so that it just exists. A lot of people call it being, but a really great way to explain that is, instead of trying to do, you're just be. So I hope that makes sense. Feminine energy is all about community, collaboration, and togetherness, not as competitive as masculine. Feminine energy is also very expressive. You're not afraid to speak your heart out or share how you feel. And you're also very aware of those things. And feminine energy is all about receiving, actually. I think this might be a misconception for sure, but feminine energy is very much so receptive rather than giving compared to masculine energy. So those are the two prominent energies. And another example that I forgot to share, a common way to think of this is also left brain, right brain. I think that's a very common term, and you'll see those similarities and overlap. And so I really think it is amazing to realize that all of us are composed of feminine and masculine energy. I think they truly, truly describe who we are and why we are the way we are. And I think certain events in our past and our childhood that connect to these energies caters to which ones we carry more of in certain situations. So you might have heard of this, where they're called mother wounds, sister wounds, father wounds, brother wounds. There's all of these types of emotional traumas or emotional experiences that relate to feminine and masculine energy that have to do with our relationships and our childhood. Like everything, it comes back to our childhood. And so I think it's really beautiful to be aware of what type of energy you want to carry in a certain situation. And I think both energies are so, so important. I think both energies are present in every single human being. And I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way to do this. I think it's really, really what works best for you. For me personally, I have been trying to tap into the divine feminine a lot more because my personal thought is the way the world is in this current state is it's a very masculine energy dominant world. So if you notice, there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of me versus you, there's a lot of results that matter, the numbers that matter. So social media, for example, and I'm guilty of this too. I just posted because I got 50,000 followers. I hit that number milestone. Doesn't mean much, not really. It's more so just that numerical milestone to celebrate, which I'm so grateful for. By the way, if you do follow me on Instagram, thank you for supporting me. But I really think our society is very heavy in the masculine energy right now, and I think it's slowly starting to shift to the divine feminine, but I don't think one is right versus wrong. I just think most of us carry a lot more or act on a lot more of the masculine energy versus feminine. So for me, I am trying to tap into more of my feminine energy of intuitive thinking and feeling through things rather than looking for the result. And learning how to stay more in touch with my senses and my body and my intuition, because I think that's what the feminine is all about. And a really major thing for me is that I think doing those things will also enhance my creative flow. And as a content creator, as a business owner, creativity is one of my most needed ingredients kind of in the day. And I think channeling more of my divine feminine will only create more of that genuine, aligned and flowy creativity. So I really invite you to look at which type of energy you want to bring to the table. And to be super honest with you, in certain situations, I need to bring my masculine energy to the table, like in business deals where I'm working with people and trying to make sure they are on alignment with me. So there's always a time and a place for both, but my personal reflection is I am trying to tap more into my divine feminine, and I have some affirmations that align with the divine feminine, but I want to also give you a few ways, actionable ways to tap into your divine feminine, and then I'll also give you some to tap into your divine masculine. So I want to give you 2 ways to do both. So the first way to tap into your divine feminine is to just do something where you go on a creative rant and have no plan. I think that's the most opposite of masculine energy, is not having a plan. So your creativity expression could be as simple as journaling, or as complex as painting or cooking or creating something. And I want you to go about it with no plan, not making too many lists of materials, just going, making do with what you have, and really, really getting that creative energy flowing through you. And the second thing I invite you to do to channel more of that divine feminine is move your body. A lot of energy is stuck in our hips and our sacral and root chakra, and that is really where our feminine energy stems from. So I invite you to move your hips in small circles. You can dance, you can do some yoga pose like cat and cow to kind of bring that energy through your spine to your hips. So those are my 2 recommendations to channel a little bit more of that divine feminine. Now, on the other hand, if you're needing to cultivate more masculine and divinity in the masculine, more strong way, the first thing I really recommend doing is making that action plan. It's not at all like what we would do for the feminine, but if you are in a situation where you need to cultivate that masculine energy, I really recommend making an action plan for what you need to do, and that'll help you think, see it on paper, and help you execute step by step. The next thing you can do for your masculine energy is to stand in front of a mirror in your power pose. So that is with your hands on your hips, back straight, and legs spread apart, like almost like a little starfish power pose, or a Superman pose as they call it. and stand in front of that mirror and look at yourself and say the affirmation, I am confident in myself. This pose specifically is a very masculine, energetic pose. And so it really instills that confidence, that really strong knowing that you are good enough. It may not be as collaborative as the feminine energy, but this is really helpful in those situations where you do need to have that confidence in yourself. So remember, there is absolutely no right or wrong when it comes to masculine or feminine energies. We all have both of them and we all use both of them. It just depends on how and when you want to use which energy. So I hope you can get off the podcast, try out whichever one of the energies you're trying to cultivate, and try out one of the activities I gave you. I really, really hope that they help you. They bring a little bit more self-awareness to your day. And this is just the beginning. There's such a Pandora's box of information on masculine and feminine energy, but I just wanted to scrape the surface first to see if it's interesting, if it resonates with you guys. It's not something I talk about a lot. It's something I'm working on more on a personal level. So I just wanted to give you a little insight as to what I've learned this far, and I will keep you posted if you are interested in learning more. And so that is all for today's episode. I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me and sharing your energy with me here today. And if this episode was helpful and you want to learn more about masculine and feminine energy, let me know, shoot me a DM, and I will definitely open up and talk more about it. So have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye. So, how did you like today's episode? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed recording it. And before you leave, I wanted to just say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for spending some time with me. If this episode or any of my content has ever inspired you, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could leave a review in the iTunes podcast app and just share this with someone you care about. The more you guys leave reviews and share this with people, the more I am able to create more content for you, and that's what fuels me and keeps me going. I am so genuinely grateful for the time we shared today, and until next time, I'm sending you lots of love and lots of healing energy. Bye!